Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. We're excited for today's video. The beer is courtesy of Ross. Thanks so much, Ross. I really appreciate it. So this is a Revolution. It's one of their barrel-aged beers. This is actually double barrel-aged, and this has blackberries. So they call it Blackberry Fin Barleywine Ale aged with blackberries. I'm assuming Blackberry Fin, like Huckleberry Fin. I'm assuming that's a reference. It is 7 months old at time of review, if my math is correct, and it's 13.6% ABV. Barley wine ale aged in bourbon barrels with blackberries. But it says double barrel aged. Interesting. Well, there's a little bit of writing on the side. Let me see if that sheds some light. This bemusing, bepurpled curiosity is a result of blending double bourbon barrel aged dry English barley wine and an intrepid volume of unfermented blackberries. Restrained malt sweetness, hefty tannins, vanilla-laden American oak, and sweet tart blackberry combined to make an extreme, in quotes, extreme beer, which retains a decidedly playful accessibility. Enjoy now or store cold. Okay. That looks like it was aged with blackberries. Or maybe, no, because that's their stout. I was going to say like their Star Wars theme, like, you know, Death Star. If this is like Finn from the sequel trilogy, but it's got to be Huckleberry Finn. Blackberry Finn's got to be. Anyway, all right, so while I was talking nonsense, the head went down. Not that there was a ton of head, but yeah, I mean, it definitely looks like berry juice, and like the little bit of head if you poured that into a glass. So and then it's dark, but there's so much purple in that beer, it really does look like a berry juice. There's a little bit of brown in there, a little bit of red too, but yeah, I mean, it's purple. It's purple. Let's just move on, dude. It's purple. Let's get into the aroma. Now, as simple as, okay, so you look at this beer, it's purple. That's basically all you need to say for what it looks like. In terms of the aroma, there's a lot going on. It's not just one thing like the purple. Man, I get a lot of vanilla. Way more than I thought I would. And then coupled with that is the oak specific. So like that double barrel aging, I figured this would be blackberry first. Especially after looking at it, so I'm kind of surprised by that. It makes sense knowing holistically what this beer is, but I'm still surprised by it. And it's like this sweet, creamy oak, creamy oak. That's not a thing, but that I have to say that is a descriptor for this aroma. You do get a little bit of the blackberry. You get the caramel, the toffee, all that stuff you expect in a barley wine. Yeah, it's very much caramelized sugars. Even with that blackberry, you still get like unmistakable date, some figs, some raisins, kiss some molasses. This smells fantastic, but based on the look of it, I think I'm going to taste more blackberry than I'm smelling. I don't smell a lot of blackberry. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Ross. That's nice. All right, so when I took 2 sips essentially. That first sip, you got like the aroma, like straight barley wine aged in barrels. The vanilla, the oak, that creamy thing I was talking about, a little bit of like actual bourbon taste. Also, you got all those dried fruits. You got, the caramelized sugar notes. Like you got all that stuff. It was very barley wine aged in bourbon barrels, like almost like to a T textbook kind of a thing. Delicious. Pretty far into the sip, the Blackberry shows up, and I think it works well. The beer before the Blackberry kicked in on its own, like needed no help. The Blackberry, I'm gonna say complements, yeah, because it doesn't supplement anything that's there. It complements what I was tasting before. It adds a little bit of acidity, which is kind of nice. Not that it needed balance in my opinion, but that acidity brings some balance to the sweetness that had come before. And then the actual blackberry taste of it all, really nice. That second sip, which was pretty quick after I took the first sip, the blackberry, probably because some of it was still lingering, was there the whole experience. And again, it worked really well. Here's the thing I'm struggling with. Like, I like this beer. I just don't know if I like it. Like, I don't think I like it more with the blackberry than I would without the blackberry. But I also don't think the blackberry is taking away from the base beer. So it's kind of like this weird mind effort where it's like, I don't know. I think I articulated my not frustration, but my frustration as someone who's talking into a camera and trying to make this engaging, as I'm like thinking about this, like how I like this, if I like the addition of the blackberry more than if it wasn't there. But then I kind of like, I don't think they're even, but I also don't know. I don't know. It doesn't subtract anything. It's so weird. I don't know. Perhaps thoughts to have off camera at this point, since I've kind of articulated that part of this experience. Maybe because I have it on my palate, I'm having a little bit easier of a time smelling the blackberry. Yeah, that blackberry juice acidity, I wouldn't have thought, like when I think about barley wine, like I like American style hoppy barley wines, but I do prefer the English with the less hop addition, more sweet, those burnt sugar notes, the caramelized sugar notes, more. That's my preference, which is what this base is. I don't think when I drink those, I wish there was some acidity to balance this out. But I don't think I'm going to change my mind on that. But I'm also really appreciating that note in this beer. That acidity is pleasant. And the reason I picked this beer, I'm going to make dinner and eat dinner soon. And one of the parts of the dinner, I'm going to chop up some strawberries for like a strawberry salad. And I was like, oh yeah, one berry, strawberry, I should drink that berry beer I have downstairs. But I also have a strawberry vinaigrette I bought for that salad, and this is the only reason I'm bringing any of this stuff up, is that's kind of what this reminds me of. Not that this is vinegary, but that brightness of acidity in this beer with that fruitiness of the berry, how I'm hoping that, not hoping, I've had it before, will make that salad pop, is making this beer pop. But again, all of that to say, I don't know if I prefer it with the blackberry than what I first experienced when I first sipped it. But I also don't think it's subtracting from the beer, so it's like this enigma of an experience. But I'm really enjoying this experience. I think this is a really good beer. I think it's worthy of being made, worthy of being rebrewed. But I also would love a can of this without the blackberry, if that makes sense, as much as I love this can. But anyway, Ross, thank you so much, man. I think it's clear how much I enjoyed this beer, but also was challenged by this beer in a fun, cool way. So I appreciate the experience, obviously. Have you guys had this beer before? If you had a blackberry barley wine before, you want to tell me about anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.